Well, have you ever had this problem where you started up your seedlings and then everything's going fine and then they just die on you? Well, that's called damping off. And it's a fungal disease that happens at the surface of the dirt to the stem of the plant and allows it to kill it. So there's a few ways we're going to do, because I made a rookie mistake. And one of the first things I'm going to recommend that you do once you see sprouts, get rid of this. This is your dome. Get rid of it. We don't want that around, because what we want to do is keep the air on the top of the surface of the dirt, and what we want to do is allow it to dry up a bit. So my cranberries have died. They all died, and that's okay. It's a learning experience, and I should have known better, but I didn't. I made the rookie mistake. So that's what you want to do is we're gonna set these pots up again. And what we're gonna do, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna wash all the pots, anything that's gonna have the dirt in it, and we're gonna use soap and a 10% bleach solution to kill any bacteria or any fungal that might be left over from a previous grow opportunity that I've used, because these are reused cups, reused pots. And that's what we're going to do. Now, I still have some cranberries left from the cold stratification that are struggling a bit, but I'd like to get them out of the bag and put into pots. So that's what we're going to work on right now. As I go, I'm going to show you a few ways to prevent damping off. All right, this time we're going to use some actual seed starting mix. It's just a Miracle-Gro stuff. I think I paid $10 for this or something like that. And to me, it's worth it to start something. It's just not worth it when I have to do like the 3-gallon pails, and I have to do about 50 of them. So that's why I have a huge mound at the farm, and a lot of my compost and stuff is all for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill up the pots. Again, I got one pot that kind of has one. We're going to try and save it if we can. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it up. We're going to put new seeds in each cup, and then what we're going to do is not put a dome on it this time. No dome. I have another fan here too as well. We're going to use just this little fan that I have here. It's basically just a little fan. We're going to put that on there just for surface wind to keep the top dry. And that's going to be one of our first things. So our first thing is don't use domes. The second thing we're going to do, you're going to use some air to keep the air flowing on the top, and it also helps keep your sprouts from being too spindly too, because they like to grow tall to search for light and stuff like that. And when they have the wind, they kind of have to toughen up a bit, so they grow a little bit slower to be a lot stronger. So let's get at that. We'll get this all done up, and then we'll start adding the seeds. So it's good for me that I was able to have some extra. I know that light's a little off there. It's hard to focus, but these are my other sprouts. Now it's that time of year where they're kind of out of season, so I don't know if I can get any more. I just tried at Walmart and they definitely didn't have any. But tomorrow I'll try Metro and see if that has it. Again, in Canada we have Metro. I don't know if they have Metro in the States or in the UK. But here, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get these seeds in these pots, and we're going to do it right this time. Now, the other thing we could have done is we can use cinnamon. So what we could do is we could cover the entire surface of this in cinnamon. But the problem with cinnamon is cinnamon is an anti-fungal, and we want good fungus inside the dirt. We don't want surface fungus. The surface fungus is the damping off. So yes, you can use cinnamon, and I have used it many times with not a lot of success, but I have used it and have had success. But what I want to use is neem powder or neem oil. It's widely talked about on YouTube, so if you look at other channels other than mine, you will see that they talk about it. I couldn't find it today, but I will keep looking. I'm pretty sure it's at my local nursery, and I can pick it up there. But it is actually a benefit to the surface of the soil, because it adds nitrogen to the soil, but it also prevents, it's an antifungal, so it helps prevent the damping off, plus it can help stop the fungus gnats. so it helps make sure they don't have any food to eat, so they can't survive. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get these seeds in there, and that's another step. You can either use neem oil and cover it and spray the top, or you can use cinnamon on the top, but it's best to do it like now. Once you get the seeds in, then do it, and then set it, forget it. But I'm not going to water from the top, which is another thing you want to do, is do not water from the top. Always water from the bottom of your tray, in your tray, as opposed to allow the water to wick. It's a little easier on the plant. What we really want to do is keep that top surface dry. The other thing you can do is take baby sand or play sand, and again, that stuff dries a lot quicker, so you can put a layer of that on the surface of your pots, and that'll help prevent the fungus as well. So again, there's lots of things you can do. There's some natural a way of doing it too, which is some water, a little bit of soap, and some baking soda, yeah, I think it's just baking soda. So if you don't want to do that, again, I would stick to the neem oil. It's very widely recommended to use that. I'm going to start using it. It is organic. It's basically just a crushed leaf that's crushed into a powder, and then it's used to help for a lot of things. It helps with antifungal and insecticide. It helps keep away a lot of insects. Bugs don't want to eat the plant when there's neem oil on it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let's get that done, and I'll show you when we're finished. Okay, so I've decided to use cinnamon and just coated the top. Now, as long as that stays that color, as long as this stays this color, this beigey color, that cinnamon is that color, then we should be good. If it starts getting really dark, then that means the moisture is actually coming from the bottom all the way up to the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to water the tray. So we're going to allow it to wick, and that's going to be it for that. And again, there's lots of things online to help you with this damping off. It was a rookie mistake on my part, but yeah, get rid of the dome, keep a fan on, use some cinnamon, use neem oil, sand on the top, water from the bottom. All of these tricks will help you succeed a lot better. So we'll keep an eye on these, and we'll definitely be showing you an update on how these turn out. Lastly, I just wanted to say there's also the water and peroxide, which you mix. It's a 4-to-1 solution with a 3% peroxide, and you use that as a light spray on the top as well. And that should also help, like a neem oil or a neem powder. It does pretty much the same thing. It prevents the fungus from building on the surface. So don't forget that little trick as well. And use all the tricks. Use every trick you can get in the book in order for you to be successful.